Honestly, my brain is just getting fried watching these. This is what happens as you raise kids with this culture. This is why we have to fight against culture, y'all. Children today are receiving mountains of gifts for their birthdays and for Christmas, and yet often they're still complaining, unhappy, and wanting more. It seems like we parents have officially lost the plot. Let's talk about how materialism is ruining childhood and what we can do instead. Welcome back to Hi Fam. I'm Avital. I'm here on a mission to help you to build a strong family culture, to raise resilient, anti-fragile kids, to feel confidence and conviction in your role as a parent and as a leader. If that sounds good to you, make sure to check out the studio, highfam.com/studio, which is my online membership. It's annual. It has the community, the coaching, and the content that you need to be the parent you always wanted to be the leader that your children deserve, and to feel that confidence, clarity, and conviction in your own home. If you're looking for more ease, if you're looking for more clarity, if you're looking to feel really empowered and happy with how you're leading your family's life, then make sure to check it out. All right, let's get into today's reaction, starting with 1 year old.
This is everything I got my 1-year-old for Christmas. I've literally run out of room. I've had to put it all over the floor and onto the bed. But hear me out, I know I'm going to get negative comments. But the bits I bought from Aldi at the back, I thought I'd still show you. But I'm not going to give these to her till her birthday.
Okay, it's a little hard to understand, and in case you're just listening to this, what we see here is a room overflowing with toys and clothes and bottles and books and all manner of goodies for her 1-year-old. And this mother actually starts off by saying, "This is everything I got my 1-year-old daughter for Christmas. I know I'm going to get a lot of negative comments." And I think it's interesting that when people show these hauls, they often mention that. Like, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate in the comments. And I wonder if that comes from a sense that maybe these hauls often draw attention and jealousy and judgment and opinions on what you have bought, on how much you have bought, on environmental concerns, plastic, overconsumption, which companies you support, all of that kind of thing. But today, I'm really just going to look at it purely from the aspect of parenting. Now, a 1-year-old doesn't know it's Christmas and doesn't know it's their birthday. Those days have zero meaning to the 1-year-old. So when we're buying a 1-year-old gifts, it's really either because we feel that they need certain things like clothes, or because the adults are excited to see their reactions to, new toys, etc. But one of the things that I want to talk about today is sheer quantity. There is a balance in everything in life. I think we're all kind of looking for the right balance between being, warm and being firm, right? For example, in our parenting. And one of the things that we have to hit on the balance in materialism and consumption is the sense of abundance, right? Pampering, fun, luxury, enjoying life, enjoying things, getting the things that we desire, that feeling of satisfaction, the dopamine hit, the acquisition, the purchase, versus frugality, being mindful, being aware of the environment, being aware of our carbon footprint, being aware of our budget, being aware of clutter management and of how overwhelming the home might become with too much stuff. And what I'm seeing here is a complete lack of balance. This quantity is not appropriate for a 1-year-old. And the mother does say, "I'm going to save some of these for her birthday." It doesn't matter. Even if you've spread this out over 2 or 3 years, it's too much stuff for a child to receive. It would be too much stuff for an adult to receive. Our brains are not actually evolved for that level of consumption of dopamine release, right? That sense of desensitization that's going to happen when we just keep getting more and more of the stuff that we want, when we don't leave any space for wanting something and not getting it, for disappointment, for waiting, for earning, etc., then we are kind of frying our brains. We're kind of frying those neuronal pathways and causing an addiction of sorts, right? An addiction to more. It's what we call the hedonic treadmill. And I go through this in my video all about materialism and consumption. But the hedonic treadmill just basically means that we adjust to the level of consumption that we have. So if a 1-year-old is starting off with, I don't know, just eyeballing this, about 40 gifts for their birthday, or for Christmas, then that becomes their threshold, their baseline, right? That just becomes what they expect. That's the default. And anything that falls under that is a disappointment. And even meeting that is a disappointment. It doesn't really scratch the itch anymore because we need to up the ante. We need to increase because we're on the hedonic treadmill and something has to be more exciting and larger, etc. So it actually demands a certain level of discipline, of self-discipline and self-control from us as parents. We want to pamper our kids. We want to spoil them. We want to splurge. We want to make them feel loved. We want to express our love through gift giving, but it is not going to benefit this 1-year-old. They're not going to understand what it's about. And each and every one of these toys could be a really exciting, wonderful moment when they unwrap it and they enjoy it. And then they could learn to cherish it and take care of it. But if they get all of them together, they just don't stand a chance. Their brain is going to be flooded. They're going to be taking things for granted. They're not going to be able to give the attention and the presence of mind and the gratitude for each and every gift because there's just simply too much. So just talking about the sheer quantity of this, that would be inappropriate for a 1-year-old. Now, I'm not actually going to get into judging each and every gift and is it a good toy or not. I teach which toys promote independent play inside my Reclaim Play course. Feel free to go and check it out at reclaimplay.com. You can also get your hands on the book. But no, not all of these toys are going to promote independent play. Some of them are going to be overstimulating. Some of them are going to promote independent play. But it's interesting because things like buying a vanity table for a 1-year-old sends a certain message about our values, right? Now, I like makeup not as much as the next woman, but a 1-year-old being told, here's a toy to play makeup, right? It's a question of whether or not that's a message you want to send. And I think many parents, when they're buying toys, it's because they look cute. It's because they can imagine them being pretty in pictures. It's because they think their kids will love them, but they're not necessarily thinking about the value of play or the values that it's sending that kid. Let's keep going for 2-year-olds. Okay. Wow. When I see videos like these of parents buying dozens of gifts per child, per event, birthday, Christmas, it sparks a lot of questions in my mind. I know that many of the comments are like, wow, what a lucky kid. Wow, you aced it, mom. This is amazing. This feels like Christmas. And there is that side of me that encourages, celebration of life, enjoying life, getting your kids beautiful things and enjoying their joy. I'm not opposed to some consumerism or some materialism or buying something new and enjoying it and, marking those days like birthdays or Christmas with a gift because that is part of the tradition and part of the ritual. And there's a reason for that. And that can be part of that spirit of the holiday or of the day. But I do have to ask myself a few questions. Like, first of all, when you look at the sheer quantity, I ask myself, is this compensating for something? Why so much? Is it about performing for online? Is it because I know I'm going to video a haul and it needs to look, really full so that I can signal my wealth and status? Is it because I want my child to just be, completely flooded with all these gifts that I've given them that they just feel like, wow, I want for nothing. My parent has completely spoilt me. I'm so loved. Is it compensating for showing them love? Is this one of the many love languages that I have, or is it the main one? Am I showing my love through purchases, through buying things for my child? Is this about keeping up with the Joneses? Is it because I watch celebrities and influencers who could buy anything and I want to feel a little bit of that for myself? Maybe it's about retail therapy or about that dopamine hit that I get from purchasing. I also have to ask myself, can these parents really afford this? I mean, first of all, even if you can, I don't know that it's wise, but I think actually a lot of parents do go into credit card debt just to be able to show their kids a good time at their holidays or at their birthdays. And I wonder if this is in the child's best interest in the long haul. Is the stress of the financial buildup and debt, is that long-term knock-on effects of me going into debt to buy my kids all this stuff a good thing? For them, for me, how am I going to operate as a parent? What kind of opportunities can I build for them in the future? Am I saving towards if I'm putting all my money into consumerism and materialism now? In other words, I just have to wonder, are these parents thinking what's long-term beneficial financially for them and for their children? But even if all these gifts are bought really cheap and well within my means and well within my budget, and I can totally afford it, I then have to ask what kind of psychological effect it has on the child. Is it going to hold the child to a certain hedonistic treadmill standard that they will never be able to live up to this in their real life? When their boyfriend, girlfriend, boss, whatever, buys them just one Christmas gift, are they going to feel hard done by, like a victim? Like, what? Where's all the rest of my stuff? If they could ever actually not afford something, are they going to accept that and tolerate that and deal with the frustration of having to wait or having to work towards it or having to do without? Or are they forever going to go into further and further debt because they're just used to that level of consumption? I just wonder what kind of message it sends. And further, do the children actually experience the joy of receiving a gift? Because when there are so many of them, I think it really dampens the effect. You become numb. Like when you open one gift, you're so excited about that one gift. You can just focus on it. You're grateful for it. You can enjoy it. You can take care of it. But when you have 40 gifts, I mean, we all get used to things, right? Everything becomes something that you adjust to over time. And I think when I'm opening my, seventh gift, I'm already a little bit jaded. My reaction isn't as enthusiastic. The anticipation isn't as heightened. It actually makes the whole idea of receiving a gift cheapened because it's no longer a special experience. I wonder what happens when we turn 3 years old. Let's find out. Okay, first of all, notice the so far. If you are listening to this, this is another very large haul of lots of beautiful gifts for her 3-year-old for Christmas. And she says, it's everything I've got for my daughter for Christmas so far. We must have seen at least 25 gifts just now, and they are all, each and every one of them is beautiful and is worthy and would be a great gift. But all of them together is creating that overwhelm. Like I was personally feeling in my body this sense of, whoa, overwhelmed, just like, why so much as I was watching this. Now, the mother is actually offering captions in this video, apart from the very upbeat Christmas music. She's also saying why she got the various things. For example, she really loves pasta. So when I saw a Play-Doh pasta maker, I just had to get it for her. Or she has loads of Bluey toys, but she just really wants the car, so she will love this. Or this TikTok karaoke speaker was great for the price, so I had to get it for her. Or now she's really into puzzles. Or she asked for a toaster to go with her kitchen. I just want you to note, and maybe we all need to think about this for ourselves, that our kids say a lot of things. Our kids like lots of different things. They like different colors. They like different foods. They like different activities. They're into certain things. And just because your child's into something does not mean you need to meet that interest with a purchase. In fact, sometimes that's teaching them and sending them the message that everything that you are interested in or like at the moment, or every trend or fad or phase that you go through, should be catered to with more and more acquisitions. Like you need the gear, you need the stuff, you need, oh, you're into puzzles? We need to get you more puzzles. You like pasta? We need to get you a pasta toy. You wanted a toaster? Here's the toaster. Anything that you want. Now, think about Christmas. Christmas comes once a year. That means the entire year, our kids are saying things, liking things, taking interest in things, playing with toys at the doctor's office waiting room or at a friend's house. And we're just registering those and collecting those like, oh, she'll love this, she'll love this, she'll love this, she'll love this. Now, yes, she may well love all of those things. But the idea of receiving all of those together is, I think, incredibly overwhelming for a child. It doesn't actually leave the space to go through different phases, to find different preferences, to like things and not always get them. One of my favorite quotes ever is by Stephen Wright, who said, "I have the world's largest collection of seashells. I keep it on beaches all over the world. Perhaps you've seen it." What I love about this quote is it encapsulates this idea that you don't need to actually own things. You don't need to acquire them. You don't need to bring them home in order to enjoy something. I remember my mother teaching me this when I was little. Whenever we would window shop and see the beautiful things in the windows, I would say, "Oh, I want that. I want that. I have to have that." And my mother would say to me, "Just enjoy it with your eyes. Just feast on it by looking at it and admiring it, but you don't need to buy everything you admire." I think there's something in today's day and age because of the immediacy of consumer culture, because so much of it has become much cheaper over the years and easier to acquire, because of TikTok hauls like this one and influencers and the media, that we think we need to actually own everything we admire or everything we take interest in. There's this tendency to gear up and to get all of the gadgets and gizmos and swag that go with a particular interest, because that is somehow a way of cementing your interest in that. But your kid could have a fleeting interest, could have a phase, could enjoy something in someone else's house and you don't buy it, especially because they enjoy it somewhere else. They don't have to have everything at their fingertips at home. And in fact, it's that kind of culture that leads them to be a lot more fragile. They can't wait. They can't do without. They have to have things in order to make those interests real rather than pursuing something for time, testing it, seeing if it's real, if it's holding, investing slowly in high quality things and that kind of thing. So there's something about these excuses that we're making for ourselves as parents. Well, I just had to get it because it was on sale. I had to get it because it was a good price. I had to get it because she's really interested in pasta right now. That I think is beholdening us to this materialism and to this consumerism. And that's something we might want to break free of. Let's see what we've got for 4-year-olds.
Part 1 of the massive haul of what I got my kids for Christmas. We're gonna start with my 4-year-old toddler. I'm probably gonna have to break this up in a couple parts, so make sure you check the playlist below, look at my previous videos, and then come back to see all the next parts, because I'm gonna go through all of this stuff and show you everything individually. So let's start with stocking stuffers. I got her some candies, these little princess girls from the dollar store, a little book to draw in, some kinetic sand, this little Lego kit. She is so obsessed with Frosty the Snowman, so I got her a chocolate and a little magic towel. I found the cutest little Nightmare Before Christmas earrings at Burlington. She loves Sally and has been saying she wants Sally earrings, so this was $6 and I love it. These little strawberry shortcake bows because she likes strawberry. Some fuzzy Christmas socks, little headbands. And now for her gifts, I got her some new winter gloves. These are such good quality. They needed them. I got her this mini Bratz doll, a Gabby's Dollhouse cup, a Goomba. These are the cutest Uggs. I got them at Ross. I am obsessed with them. And all of the sisters got matching fuzzy purple frocks. A strawberry shortcake blanket. This is from Five Below. This is supposed to connect to their Switch because they like to play Mario Kart on the TV, and I think this will be easier for them to use. This Daisy Hot Wheels, a little Elsa soap, Anna soap. I thrifted this little Polly Pocket movie theater.
Okay, this mother's going to need a part 2 to show us all of her Christmas haul. But here's what I want to say. I have a 4-year-old at home, and even just that quantity, which was just part 1 of the video, would be completely overwhelming to him. He would just kind of go crazy, I think. I don't know what would happen. I've never tried it. I might be one of those really old school weirdo parents, but in our home, you get 1 gift from your parents per event. So we get our kids 1 birthday gift, or 2 to be fair, because they get 1 toy type of thing, and then they also get an album of the past year, right? Which is an investment of time and money. I'm spending time making them an album, telling the stories, printing it out, etc. And we, make a cake and do a little celebration, maybe an outing, and that's the birthday. And look, I'm Jewish, so I never celebrated Christmas. Maybe this is completely within the norm. Maybe everybody does this quantities. Let me know in the comments below. I don't think so. But we But we do have gift giving on Hanukkah, for example, and the idea that it would be this quantity would just be so overwhelming to my kids. Now, I want to just say that I know that some parents include all the stuff that kids kind of need, like their clothes and their socks or their shoes, as part of these hauls, and I'm not even relating to that. Like, I buy my kids those things, of course I do, and I just don't attach them to any gift giving event. We just give them as needed. So fair enough, you're including that in the haul to kind of, fluff it all up and to pad it and to make it, even more exciting. Fine. I think it's better to spread things out throughout the year rather than to get everything all at once, because that's actually how dopamine works. Is we don't want to flood the brain with dopamine at once. We want to be more measured and gradual. But even without that, we're just talking about the toys, just talking about the candies and the stocking stuffers and the big toys and the electronic toys. I know that this would cause tremendous overwhelm for my 4-year-old. Let's keep going to 5 years old.
This is everything Juno's getting for her 5th birthday tomorrow, so before I wrap it, let's quickly go through it. So the number one thing she asked for was a vanity, so I've got her this one, and then I got this little carousel of makeup. I'm going to open that and put that on the vanity instead of like the pretend stuff. And then I've got her this accessory kit to go with it as well. She's got a little remote control car. This is like a little pet surprise toy. I know she'll love that because it like gives birth or something. This little toaster toy, a ballerina light up Barbie. And then she's got the Moana Tony. She really wanted that one. Then we've got the gymnastics beam and mat. It's like a rainbow, it's really cool, and a gymnastics Barbie doll. And because she loves gymnastics so much, I found her these little leotards. So there's like a long sleeve one and a short sleeve one, which comes with like shorts and a scrunchie. I know she'll absolutely love that. I can't wait to give it to her. This is a Disney Princess Busy book. These books are so good for cakes. So in the back you get these little figurines. So we're going to put them on her cake. She's got a Taylor Swift book and this unicorn book. And then over here, I collected so many little treasures, I've decided to put them in a box. So there's like a badge, lolly, she loves like fidget. So there's these, a few of the surprise LOLs. What else? There's like a little JK keyring, makeup brushes, bath bombs, fairy floss, a little pet shop, beauty stuff, fake nails, and what's that? A mask, and this little numbers fidget. And then we've got, this is like a squishy but you get like a blanket in the back. There's like a zip. So I know she'll love that one. And then I don't really ever give clothes for birthdays because I find it boring. But I did find her this LOL dress, which I know she'll love. And then a little birthday t-shirt and tutu to wear tomorrow. And then I got her these Disney Princess jammies to wear tonight. So she's wearing them in the morning. And then just some new sandals. This is just a few things to decorate with tonight, the wrapping paper. So yeah, that's everything she's getting. I think I've nailed it. I know she'll love it all, and I cannot wait to see her face in the morning.
Okay, I cannot wait to see her face in the morning. And I think this is a big part of this kind of haul trend, where that moment that a kid's face lights up because they're just, wow, they're so excited about this big, big pile of gifts that they're getting, really makes us feel validated as parents. Like, oh, I'm doing my job. I'm giving her these special memories. She's going to feel loved. She's going to feel cherished. She's going to feel pampered. She's always going to say, mom gave me everything. And she's going to feel like she's so cool and all the other kids want to be like her, and she's not going to be jealous of other kids. She's going to have all the things that they have and more. I know for a lot of us, it's also motivated by the idea that I want to give my kids everything I didn't get. Like, my parents couldn't afford to pamper me with tons of toys, so I want to give my kids that because I didn't have it. Again, we don't need to belabor the point. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse at this point, but the idea of just the sheer quantity, I think, is incredibly overwhelming. I do want to point out another thing here, which is that I like girly themes for girls. I don't mind them. I also don't mind war themes for boys. I think these things are fine. And, traditionally and just stereotypically, a lot of the time, what the different genders are drawn to, and that's okay. And I also think it's okay for girls to play makeup and frilly and pink and sparkly and unicorns and Barbies, and all of that stuff is fine. I also think that there's such a thing as going overboard, or too young or too extreme, or just being aware that not every theme in play should be about makeup. Like, maybe a vanity table and a hairstyling kit and makeup for a very, very young, a 5-year-old, girl is sending the message that your looks are really the most important thing about you, should be a big part of your play. I kind of think like, oh, fun little games with nails or some lip gloss or some hair styling things, they're fun. But I also just think as girl moms, we've got to be a little bit aware that that doesn't become their whole life, that it doesn't look like, a nail salon and a hairdresser threw up in their bedroom, and that we also, drive them towards things that develop their character, that develop their skills. I love seeing the gymnastics tumbling mats in here, for example. Those are the types of things that I think are going to encourage more skill development, character development, resilience, grit, health, and less, a superficial and kind of an obsession with external looks. That's something I do think that we should be aware of. I also think it's a good idea to be aware of not turning our kids' clothing and toys into one big advert for some kind of company like Disney, right? Or the Bratz dolls or Taylor Swift or any of these kind of big consumerist labels that want our children to follow them and to consume more of their goods, right? All of this kind of swag, it often turns into just one big advertisement for one of these big companies. And I think it's not necessarily conducive to imagination and to craft and to their individual expression. And often it becomes about emulating and just repeating the themes that they watch in those movies, buying more of that stuff, collecting the entire set. And so you do want to be a little bit aware of what types of gifts you're giving and what type of play it encourages. Again, if you want my direction on how to get your kids playing independently, I believe all kids are designed to play independently for hours a day. And I can tell you exactly how to set up your playroom. And the first thing that you want to do is not do hauls like this. You do not want to flood their brain. This is actually going to kind of tripwire their brain and stunt imagination and creativity. So if this girl, my advice to this parent would have been to give this girl, say, just the tumbling mats and the gymnastic leotards, right? And save the other things for another time, or don't buy them at all. Or even, let's say, just the Barbie. I don't mind Barbies. My kid has Barbies. I don't mind it. We have to talk about body image and be realistic. And I like the curvy Barbies and the petite Barbies and the Barbies of all the different skin colors and Barbies in wheelchairs, and all of that I think is good because it promotes a more healthy and diverse approach to body image. But I'm just saying, like, one would be enough. Just getting one doll would be enough. And she could then really love that doll and focus on that doll and build a whole world for that doll out of Magna-Tiles or out of, Play-Doh. She doesn't need it to be a full kit and all the different things which are actually going to detract from her enjoyment and from her satisfaction from receiving that gift. What do we got for 6-year-olds? I'm scared to ask.
This is everything I got for Christmas. This is what I got first. And, well, got a makeup kit. Oh, this is the next thing I got. It comes with a crown and a skirt and some shoes. I got some more makeup. Oh, some lip gloss. They're so cute. I know you guys are going to love this. I got some rings and bracelets. I got some squishmallows.
Headphones,
Squishmallow shoes.
slippers
Slippers.
that match.
Gabby's dollhouse. I got this with Barbie.
Another playset?
Yes. But it's not real. And I still love it. A lot of baby food and some more baby food. I got some stuff for the baby. I never had this in my mini bake oven. These are the same.
Walkie-talkies,
Some Magna-Tiles so you can make your own castle. Pikachu! Look at his adorable face. Look at it. It's so cute. I love it. The last thing I got is a castle. That's it. That's all I got from Christmas. Bye.
That's all I got for Christmas, plus clothes and shoes. Bye. Well, this is an absolutely adorable little girl, and I hope she very much enjoys all those gorgeous gifts. And I know that they come from the best place. Moms all over the world are well-intentioned. They just want the best for their kids. But again, even just one of these gifts, like those great walkie-talkies or those amazing magnetels, would have been enough to light up her world and fill her up with joy and increase her play and her happiness and be really good bang for your buck without spending so much, without buying so much, without filling the house with so much clutter. Frankly, there is no chance that this 6-year-old can enjoy and play with all these toys because she doesn't have enough hours in the day. It's too much for one kid to enjoy, especially if this is happening every Christmas or every birthday. Then it's accumulating and it's becoming clutter underfoot, hard to manage, overwhelming, unpleasant, and it's disrupting her imagination and her ability to simply focus and enjoy what she's doing. Inside of Reclaim Play, I actually teach this idea, which is if you showed up to work tomorrow morning and you sat at your desk, but instead of just having your computer and your phone, you had 7 computers and 6 phones and 5 printers and cameras everywhere, and you wouldn't even know where to begin. That would cause major overwhelm. Now, you might say, but Avital, wouldn't it make me work better, work harder, work more efficient, get more into it, really enjoy it, feel really well equipped to work? And I'm like, no, because there is such a thing as too much, right? And play is children's work. When children are playing, they aren't just enjoying gadgets that you buy in the shops. They're actually developing their skills, their imagination, their social and emotional development, their academic development. They're laying all of the foundations for their future success: gross motor skills, fine motor skills, problem-solving skills, etc., etc. I teach that all inside the course. The problem is that if you flood them with too much things, then it starts to become about the stuff, not about the play. And we see this in cultures across the world where there aren't plastic toys. Kids make their own toys from sticks and stones and leaves. They don't actually need toys at all. Toys are more for us, for our aesthetic, because we like it, because we keep up with the Joneses, because we live in a consumeristic, materialistic society. But in fact, they actually harm children's play more than they benefit it. So whilst these parents think, I'm giving my kids so much, I'm pampering them, I'm making them feel so loved, I'm setting them up for success in life, the actual fact is that the sheer quantity is not only going to likely make them very entitled and spoiled, it's actually going to bump up their threshold for excitement and anticipation, because if she doesn't get a dozen amazing gifts next year, then she's going to feel disappointment, and it needs to get more and more exciting in order to keep up with that dopamine level and the addiction. And it's also harming their ability to play, to focus, to maintain simplicity. And it's even shortening their attention span, because I'm flitting from one thing to the next rather than being able to stay present and grounded with just the one thing. So whilst we think that, love is spelled GIFT, it actually is not. They actually need less. I also want to point out that whilst this little girl is adorable, she's also very performative to the camera. All the things I got, and this is reminiscent of all the adult influencers and their hauls, and the Sephora haul and the Zara haul and whatever. And this is what's fueling and perpetuating and increasing this consumeristic, materialistic lifestyle. Now, I share the things that I buy. I share Amazon links to what I recommend. I think it's useful and helpful sometimes to see, what's on other people's shopping lists. Inside Reclaim Play, I have an entire gift-giving guide all about the different toys you can buy for Christmas and birthdays and which ones are good. But I would really encourage promoting quality over quantity. Less is more, 1 gift per event. And I've seen all these influencers saying, oh, I'm following the 4 gift rule. Why 4? Let's just do 1. 8 gift rule. Why 8? Let's just do 1. Buying experiences instead of physical items. All of that stuff is in there. Coming back to this little girl and her performance, I kind of think that's another way we're setting our kids up for failure, is this focus on what I got. And in a way, it sends this kind of subconscious message that you are what you buy, right? I buy, therefore I am. It's almost a philosophical statement. It's a statement about our values, that I want you to now perform for the camera and share on TikTok everything I bought you, so that we can validate our status, so that we can validate that you are a loved, well taken care of little girl who has a lot of stuff, so that we can kind of elevate your social standing and your prestige and the jealousy factor, and have everyone be envious of you and admiring of me. And all of that, I think, is just feeding into this materialism frenzy. Let's see what happens when they turn 7.
What's up, y'all? Happy Saturday. I can already see the comments. People are going to be judging me. Today, I got Giada her first phone. Mind your business. It's my kid. Thank you. Originally, I planned on getting her a phone when she turned 9, and then it went down to 7, and then it went down to today, a random motherfucking Saturday. She got a pink iPhone 15. And of course, we had to go and get her a case, and she was set on the case that she wanted and the pop socket that she wanted for her phone. She came right home and showed her best friend Pinky her new phone. Slay. Honestly, the main reason I got her a phone now is because I'm tired of dragging the heavy ass iPad all around, connecting it to my hotspot. And I had to set it all up for her. There's honestly no greater feeling than unboxing a new phone. You already know. She had to set up her Memoji. I added her to my family group chat, and she's been sending GIFs or GIFs, whatever the fuck you call them, all afternoon. When I come back in my next lifetime, I just want to be Giada, okay? Because my first phone was a hot pink Razor.
Wow, there is so much to unpack in that video. So the mom starts off by saying that she's going to get a ton of negative comments, but mind your own business. She's my daughter. And I just want to say, like, I get it, but also if you're putting content out on the internet, then people aren't going to mind their own business. They're going to comment and share their opinions and be part of the conversation that you started. You didn't have to tell us that you got your 6-year-old or 7-year-old a phone, an iPhone, mind you. You didn't have to tell us that. You didn't have to share it with us. You didn't have to say you're worried about the negative comments. You did, and then you shared it. And so that means that it's, part of the public sphere and part of what is open for debate. Now, the thing here is that I completely understand this mom's desire to, keep up with the Joneses, to have that fun feeling, to pamper her daughter. In her hashtags here, she has single mom, which I think often comes with an added burden of feeling like not enough, like I need to provide extra, like I need to compensate for the fact that there isn't a stable 2-parent household here, or that I need to prove my worth or prove my ability or something along those lines. That's something I hear quite a lot. And it also says moms of TikTok, kids of TikTok, unboxing, etc. And what she says here, she says a few little things very quickly, but let's see if you can catch them, because I think these messages are very, very strong. The first thing she says is this.
Originally, I planned on getting her a phone when she turned 9, and then it went down to 7, and then it went down to today, a random motherfucking Saturday.
Okay, it was originally going to be 9, and then it's 7, and now it's just today. In other words, her pester power, my feelings of keeping up, my just desire to already want to give her that so that I didn't have to carry the iPad everywhere. It just got the better of me, and my boundaries slipped and slid down to the age that it is now. I want to strengthen you if you have some kind of boundary that you're holding, whether it's around screen time or an age of giving your child a phone or bedtime or sugar consumption. I just want to strengthen you and remind you, no, you are the parent and you can withstand pester power. I know everything is stacked against us. It feels like culture is attacking us, but no, you can stand up to that, and you should. There is a reason that this mom wanted to wait to the age of 9. It was a good reason. It was a scientifically evidence-backed reason. It was a socially wise reason. It would have been the best thing for her child. She had that intention in her mind, and then she let it slip because just culture got the better of her, stress, pressure, whatever, whining got the better of her. And so mind your own business. Now I'm getting her a phone today. And I just want to say, I get it. I have slipped on my boundaries time and time again. It's not a good feeling, but it's not a good look for our kids. Our kids learn that what we say doesn't hold any integrity. We have no backbone. We are not going to hold any boundaries on them, and that we're just going to let it slide if they pester us enough. So that's the first lesson in this video, I think.
She got a pink iPhone 15, and of course we had to go and get her a case, and she was set on the case that she wanted and the pop socket that she wanted for her phone.
Okay, she got a pink iPhone 15. This kid has a better iPhone than me and then most of the people in the comments who are all saying how jealous they are of this 6-year-old. And I just want to say that, again, that does not benefit her. That sets her up for a lifetime of expecting the best, expecting the most expensive, expecting to have things that many adults around her cannot afford, not appreciating the level and the luxury and the quality and the expense of the things that she owns. And there is something that seems kind of potentially mismatched or inappropriate between buying a kid a very expensive piece of technology that many adults understand how hard it is to work for and to afford, and might actually have real use for the technological power of that device that a 6-year-old certainly does not need. And so I get it. Like, if you have extra income and you have that budget and you just want to pamper your kid and you want your kid to, have the most and be the best and be the envy of all their friends, I understand the impulse. I would recommend fighting that impulse, because I think it set them up for a lifetime of high expectations, right? Without any understanding of the earning, of the saving, of the frugality, of the hard work of the effort that has to go into that. Now, very easily, this phone might get lost, or she might crack the screen or something, and this kid is not going to understand the value of what they have in their hand, because no 6 or 7-year-old can. And I think that it also sets them up for a weird social dynamic where I think a lot of adults look really unfavorably on children who have things that, used to be considered something that you earn, that you work towards, that you save towards, that you have maybe in your adulthood. Maybe it's your second, third, fifth phone, not your first. Many people still won't spend that kind of money on a phone. And I just, wonder if it kind of sets her up for kind of ogling eyes. It kind of sets her up to be seen as entitled, even if this kid isn't. Like, that's something that the mother has done to her, not that the kid has done. And I wonder, like, actually, my teenager has a hand-me-down iPhone, and just the fact that he has an iPhone that he uses really worries me sometimes in terms of the image that it's sending, or the expectation that I'm setting up for him. And he's a teenager, and this is a hand-me-down. I just sometimes I'm wary of appearances, and I wouldn't want my children to appear to be, branded with logos, or to have expensive technology, or to have too many things, or to be too pampered and too spoiled, because they will appear, and it might actually make them spoiled and entitled. And I know this mother is doing this out of a place of love and mind your own business, but also, is that the best for your kid? Is that doing her a service?
Honestly, the main reason I got her a phone now is because I'm tired of dragging the heavy ass iPad all around.
She does not need to drag the heavy ass iPad all around. Kids do not need screens attached to them. This child can play. This child can play imaginatively with a doll, can read a book, can enjoy Play-Doh. This is a small, young child in her early childhood years. She does not need any type of screen to keep her entertained. I'm sorry. I know I should mind my business. I know that sounds judgmental, but I just want you to know that if you're thinking, oh, I should just get them a phone out of convenience because they have an iPad and it's so heavy to lug around, just stop lugging the iPad around. Bring them analog things. It's better for their brain development. It's better for their social skills. It's better for their anxiety levels. It's better all round. And I just really want parents to know that we are in control of that. We do not need to equip our kids with phones. My 11-year-old has a dumb phone. My 9-year-old does not have a phone. Certainly my younger kids don't have a phone. They have a little bit of screen time every week, and they watch a show. That's it. That's what they do. They don't need an iPad. There's no rule that says that a 6 or 7-year-old just needs to have access to their own device. And the fact is that there is so much evidence to back this up, which is that it does them more harm than good. So I know that you're trying to do her good, like socially, and just to keep her busy, and maybe you need her, to be on the digital babysitter from time to time. I get that, and I don't judge that. But I do want you to know that your child can play for hours a day, and that is great for their development. And all of this stuff is actually harmful for their development. So why not just make a different choice? It's cheaper, it's easier, it's natural, it's how Mother Nature intended kids to be. And it lets you get all of those benefits of your child being engaged and busy with none of the downsides that a screen entails. I think this is the most telling part of the video.
There's honestly no greater feeling than unboxing a new phone. You already know.
There's honestly no greater feeling than unboxing a new phone. Well, let me share some with you. How about the feeling of overcoming a really big challenge? How about the feeling of playing with your pet and enjoying their connection and their love? How about the feeling of building something that was hard to build and you figured it out and you created it? How about the feeling of sweating and moving your body and getting stronger? How about the feeling of baking something with your best friend and then enjoying it together? How about the feeling of helping out around the home, like sweeping or wiping down the counters or dusting or folding laundry? Those are all feelings that are greater than unboxing a new phone. They might hit us with less dopamine, but they are better feelings. And yeah, I know this sounds really judgmental, but I want my children to have better quality feelings than just getting stuff, okay? I want them to learn that the real joy in life comes from meaningful work, comes from overcoming challenges, comes from productive relationships. That's where you get real good feelings, the meaningful type, the long-lasting type, the type that actually builds your identity and your character, not from unboxing a new phone. Let's see what happens for 8-year-olds. Honestly, my brain is just getting fried watching these at this point. I mean, again, just the sheer quantity that looked like a Barbie shop. I mean, why not just get your 8-year-old one Barbie for Christmas and let her really enjoy it, and then let her fantasize and anticipate about the next Barbie she'll get at her birthday, so that she can learn delayed gratification and how to wait and how to take care of the things that she has and not to take things for granted, and gratitude and appreciation and all of that. I know I loved Barbies when I was a kid, and if I would have gotten 12 Barbies all in one go, it would have been complete disaster. I would have been fried. I would have been overwhelmed. I wouldn't have really learned to appreciate them. I wouldn't know to be grateful. And I just don't think this is benefiting our kids. Let's keep going. Finally, a boy one. All of these have been so girly. I don't want to say this one wasn't as bad as the others. I think there's something about girls that just leads to a lot of materialism and consumption, a lot of, tchotchkes and gadgets and bits and bobs and makeup and clothes and all of that stuff. So I appreciated that this mom showed a little bit more restraint, but still, this kid is getting expensive gadgets and National Geographic kits and Nintendo Switch games and piles of clothes. And again, it's just quite a lot. Now, I again appreciate that this is a little bit more practical, like a backpack and the clothes and the kits. These are things that I think are a bit more useful, a bit more down to earth, a bit less, frivolous, I guess. But I also think that the quantity still, why do we need so much all at once? Like, why is that necessary? Okay, we're growing up. Okay, it was relatively sweet and harmless, but I do want to say one thing to this, which is I think that shops and shopping malls are a terrible place for kids. I think they're a terrible place for everyone, to be honest. They're designed to make us buy things that we don't need and impulse buys and go over budget. And I prefer to buy my kids, say, clothes online, where we can just make a list of what we actually need. Hey, you need some t-shirts, you need new shoes, and we can just be really targeted and specific and utilitarian. I think this idea of shopping for fun, spending time in the shops, I mean, hey, I totally get it. I definitely have had lots of fun shopping spree experiences when I was a teenager or with my friends or growing up with my mom. And there's something really fun and really girly and really pampering about that. And it feels amazing. But I also think, again, that our culture has gone so overboard. And I'm not sure that you would want to bring up your daughters, especially because it's usually a girly thing, to just kind of browse, to just window shop, to just walk around shops aimlessly looking for things that we might want. I mean, there's a skill to that. And sometimes you've got to give your kids, hey, here's whatever, $20 and you're allowed to spend it in this shop. And I actually think that kids do have to experience that once or twice during childhood, maybe once a year, to learn how to budget properly, how to make difficult decisions, how to be faced with all this consumerism and not get sucked into it. But I don't know, I'm on the fence about this. You let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think kids should ever be brought to a shopping mall, or do you think that's a bit unfair and overwhelming on them? Do you think they have to learn how to be discerning with all that consumerism, or is that something that we should avoid so that they're more utilitarian and targeted now that we have online shopping, which of course has its own rabbit holes and its own ads and its own, extra clicks and impulse buys. But, it's just a little bit less immersive and overwhelming than a shopping mall. Is that just me, or do you agree? Let's keep going.
What I got my 11-year-old for Christmas.
Okay, I take back what I said about boys being more restrained and less consumeristic. Look at this haul. It's absolutely gibonkous. There must be at least, I don't know, 60 gifts here. There are so many gifts and so many big gifts and so many expensive gifts, and it's so overwhelming. And again, just because you like Spider-Man doesn't mean you need everything that's Spider-Man in your life. You know, just having one cool Spider-Man thing. I just think showing a little bit more restraint, a little bit more kind of modesty, simplicity, frugality, mindfulness in our consumption would benefit our children much more. I'm not saying this from a place of judging parents like, you're bad parents, you're, raising such materialistic kids. I'm saying it from a place of just, what's the evidence? What does this actually bring about? What does this actually do for your child? Let's really think long term here. Is it benefiting them? I think the clear answer is no. So this mom is saying that the 4 gift rule is really boring, and she's not wrong. It's more boring. You only get 4 gifts. This room looks like a gift shop. It doesn't look like someone's home. It looks like literally the store where you buy all the gifts. The quantity is so huge. But here's the thing is that, how can I put this? I think it's a problem if you think that gift giving is what's supposed to be the exciting part of your life. Like, I never celebrated Christmas, but I kind of feel like, doesn't that miss the Christmas spirit when it's all about just sheer quantity of toys? Doesn't that miss on the actual kind of joy of gift giving and receiving and the reciprocity and the, being thoughtful and being mindful of what that person might want and thinking of them and then planning and getting it and wrapping it? Once it's like 40 of them instead of, a few, doesn't it kind of lose that charm and that magic? I would imagine it does. I certainly would feel that way about Hanukkah or about birthdays. And so, boring maybe, but more accurate, more precise, more beneficial, more meaningful. I think, yes, also too. In fact, I have to say, I think it's the opposite. I think having 40 gifts is boring. It makes each and every gift boring. Like, oh, it's just another one of those. It's just another one of those. Where am I even going to store all this stuff? I'm just going to give it away in a year. It's just going to become clutter. I'm just going to, treat it like junk and have it all over the house. So I actually think what you're doing here is much more boring than being kind of creative and targeted in your gift giving. Let's jump forward. We're going to 13.
Here is my 13th birthday haul. First of all, I'm wearing this bit. It's my new Vivienne Westwood gold watch. I actually don't own a watch, mainly because I don't know how to read a watch. But I'm sure this might motivate me to learn how. So it's gold and it's hot pink. It's all of my favourite things. If you can't tell, I love the colour pink. And if you can't tell, I love gold. I'm just obsessed with this. I love this so much. I've seen so many people have this. And I've wanted a watch for ages now. Because I just think they look quite bougie. And this just screamed my name. Okay, this is the first hamper basket. So here is just quite a bit of skincare and makeup. This sash is stressing me out. So I got a new leg razor. I got this Milk makeup setting spray. I've got a cordially face mist because I saw Katie Fang has. I've got a new shampoo and conditioner. It's from Way. I've got the fine hair one. Then I also got the hair oil to go with it. I got a new Summer Fridays lip butter balm in the shade Brown Sugar. Then from Benefit, I got the cookie highlighter because I've heard so many good things about this. From Charlotte Tilbury, I got this lip combo thing. It's a lip pencil and a lip gloss. The lip pencil is in Iconic Nude and the lip gloss is in Pillow Talk. I've also got another thing. I got another lip gloss from them and that's in the shade Pillow Talk. From Charlotte Tilbury, I got a new concealer. From Anastasia Beverly Hills, I got this Brow Freeze eyebrow gel.
A lot of people in the comments giving this girl love because they're saying this is a rich girl haul, but at least she's grateful. And yes, it's true. At least she's grateful. It's good that she is grateful. But whilst I know that budgets might be completely different and we're seeing some really high-end designer brand names in this video, I want you to notice what happens from that 1-year-old we started all the way through to this 13-year-old. I know they're not the same families, they're not the same kids, but it is the same mindset. The mindset is the whole. The mindset is more and more stuff. The mindset is that in order to show my love and to pamper you and to make you feel special, you need to get more things. Now, I know, but I just want to say in full honesty, I never got more than one, maybe two gifts in my birthday. My kids never get more than one gift in their birthday. And I felt very special, loved, and pampered. And I think that they do as well. So I think this is a false equation. I don't think this is how you make someone feel special and loved. But let's keep going, because this is what happens as you raise kids with this culture. This is why we have to fight against culture, y'all.
This is a birthday haul of everything that I got from my family from this morning that I couldn't share because I had to go to school. First of all, I got crumble for breakfast, and it's crazy because Crumble Cookie literally came out with a birthday cookie the week of my birthday. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually really good. Second, my favorite thing is the banner. Like, look at how gorgeous this is. A homemade Love Shack Fancy birthday banner. My mom and Emily made this with the real Love Shack Fancy paper. First, I'm gonna start off with my mom's gifts. She gave me this birthday basket. It's so cute. I love it. I got this brush set and makeup blenders. Next, I got this Marie eyeshadow palette. She got me this headband set, and I'm already wearing one. Look how massive this is. I got this huge Ferrero chocolate. And lastly, she wrote me a birthday card. Like, look how cute. It even opens up. I already saw this, but she got me this Pandora heart ring, and it's so gorgeous. And a card that says happy birthday on it. And lastly, she got me this Andrew Scott necklace. They released on Black Friday at 2 in the morning, so that means she literally woke up just to card this. And then it has 2024 on the back. Pink nutcracker is also for my mom. Next is Emily's gift. She got me a birthday basket as well. She literally paid for all of this. I already took some of the candy and it was so yummy, but I got these strawberry gummies and I got Haiju. And I got a gua sha and a hydrogel lip mask. She got me this hair drying towel and apparently it's infused with pomegranate and keratin. Next, she got me this cute December necklace. It's so pretty. She got me this word search puzzle because she knows I love word searches. And lastly, she got me a card. Thank you so much, MJ. I know you're watching this later. Next is Aiden. He got me a lot more candy, but I ate it all. I got Junior Mints, this cute cup, and inside the cup he put new lip products. I got this lip pencil, this pink lipstick, and this lip oil. He also got me this oil from my favorite Korean skincare brand. He also got me a birthday card. This puppy is adorable. Thank you so much, Aiden. Now, this is for my dad. Oh, this is my favorite. It's a velvet bag. Of course, he got me a card. He got me key drinks. Me and my dad have this crazy obsession with key drinks. My dad got me flowers last night, and they're just so gorgeous. Next is the set. This is the beanie. Look how cute this is. It also comes with a sweater. Thank you so much, Dad. My aunt's little sister also got me this tiny gift and a bunch of candy, which I already ate. She also got me this cute card, and she got me an Ulta gift card. Thank you so much, Emily. Last but not least, this is a gift from my mom. It's the Victoria's Secret advent calendar. When I went to New Orleans, I almost walked out of the store with this, and my mom said absolutely not, but here it is. She stepped out for me, but look how cute this is. Next, I'm gonna open number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Of course, this is number 1. Number 2, the Starstruck Victoria's Secret lip gloss. Number 3, the Bombshell bath bar. Number 4, Bombshell Midnight Mini Perfume. Alright, I'm gonna open the rest later. Next, I'm gonna show you the big gift. I'm gonna open this big gift right here. I already said it's a TV because it's really the only thing that I wanted, but like, look how big this is compared to my wall. Like, I don't think it's gonna fit. Okay, first I'm gonna give my dad because he got me this present and I want him to see my reaction. Oh, I do! I'm literally the one you're so long. I thought you were. Now she's gonna do this one. Alright, this is so cute! Look at how cute this is! This is recorded the day after, but Bryson got me a really sweet card, and then he bought me a Andrew Scott necklace. I didn't have this one, but it's my favorite shade of pink, so I'm gonna officially say this is my favorite necklace. He also bought me this sweater at Lulu's, and he bought me this follow bracelet that tracks the zero. And he got me a jelly cat. Bryson's parents also got me a really cute card and an Ulta gift card. Thank you so much, Miss Kim, Mr. Ray. Elena's gift did not come in on time, but she said it was a Andrew Scott necklace, and she bought me this bracelet, and it's really cute because now we're matching. We also got a bunch of pictures at the photo booth, and I love them. And last but not least, Aiden got me a gift. He got me this, and it says the Better Twin. He got me a really sweet card, and he gave me money. So Aiden, I got you for your next birthday. And that is all that I got for my birthday. Bye, guys.
Okay, and this, by the way, is a 14-year-old girl. She looks like a 25-year-old influencer, but she's just 14. She's just a kid. And everything here is all themed around makeup and beauty. She even says, oh, they got me some candy. Don't worry, I'll burn the calories off tomorrow. She's very, very Sorry, let me just say all that again. Please note that this is a 14-year-old. She might look and read and give off 25-year-old influencer vibes, but the truth is this is a kid. And you'll note that there are some really key themes that keep coming up in these gifts. A huge one is fashion and beauty. For example, she's getting a ton of perfumes, of skincare, of all sorts of clothing items, of makeup. And again, remember where these gifts were starting off with a 1-year-old getting a vanity table and toy makeup all the way through, and that just becomes a recurring theme of consumption, that you need more and more makeup even when you're a child and you're completely naturally beautiful and young and don't need any kind of skincare regimen. I should make a whole video on the skincare obsession of young teen girls when they don't need it at all, and that will be for another video. But as you can see here, this idea of just getting more and more, including whatever it was, 75-inch screen TV for her 14th-year-old birthday. Like, where do we go from here? Where do we expand from here? What else can we work towards? I mean, if I've already got literally 6 necklaces for my birthday, then how much do I really cherish and take care of and enjoy my necklaces? And it seems almost to be like, although she's expressing gratitude, it's almost like a loyalty test. Like, what did people get me for my birthday? The bigger they got me, the more items they got me, the more they love me. Now, I'm not here just trying to congratulate us parents who don't spoil our kids with too much stuff. I'm here trying to strengthen your resolve that less is more, higher quality and smaller quantity, and that you should focus on experiences, on relationships, and really focusing on what kids should give more than what they get. But let's finish this off with another couple of videos and see what happens as the kids grow up.
Christmas haul! First, I got a new iPad. I also got an Apple Pencil. I got a Dream Egg clock, alcohol markers, and some pens so I can make highlights. I also got new coloring books to go with them. a mini fridge, a milkshake maker and a chocolate drink maker, 2 pairs of slippers, a cinnamon roll tumbler and a new plushie, a cinnamon roll hat with movable ears, a chocolate cat plushie, emotional support fries, a bunch of fidgets, a Make It Miniverse, Ariana Grande clown perfume, a new hammock for my plushies, a Hello Kitty lap desk. I also got this, but it's really big. A jewelry box, decor for my room, a bare faucet extender, and a pillow armchair, a bracelet maker. I also got a really cozy knitted blanket and a new oversized hoodie blanket. And I have a bunch of clothes, but this is definitely my favorite. And a bubble R necklace that's going straight in my jewelry box. That's everything I got for Christmas. Bye!
Again, all these kids are really sweet, but where do we go from here if I'm getting so many gifts, just so many expensive gifts, right? Maybe with the 1-year-old, it was in the hundreds and probably thousands of dollars, but at this point, it starts to be in the thousands and even $10,000s, especially when we're looking at things from Apple and from Dior and from Tiffany's, as we're seeing in these videos. All right, this is about all I can take, so let's end this video with the last one we're going to react to.
Birthday haul. Oh my gosh. I just turned 19 yesterday, so this is a haul of everything that I got for my birthday. First, I'm going to start with gift cards. I got $195 worth of Starbucks gift cards. I split it basically. It was actually really bad. Then I got a Chipotle, Subway, and Target gift card. My boyfriend got me a Dyson Airwrap. Okay, next, I love the touching hand sanitizers, so I got this little traveling case I'm going to clip onto my backpack. I have like a black note. This one, so I think it looks super cute. And then I got the Grande lips. It's like a lip plumper. And then I got the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick and lip gloss set. I have never seen the shade of this lip gloss, and I saw it when I was checking out today. I loved it because I went shopping for some of my gifts. I also got KT, another one because I love it so much. My birthday gift, I chose the Kosas and the Amica hair mask, the Cure. I just wanted to get my hair done at my best friend's like beauty school, and she has mentioned some products on my hair, and I loved it so much. I also got Babe Lash, Over Friday's Brown Sugar, Your Lip Glow. So cute. It's in the shade Rosewood, I believe. So pretty. Next, for my mom's best friend Lauren, I got a little money tree. It had $100 just like in little bills, split up, folded around, and now I can just use that as a little cute decorative piece. My apartment next year, on like my desk or my vanity, she got me this little kinetic sand toy that I can like bury little treasure out of, so I'm super excited to play with this. Next is Tilly's. I got these super cute little boxer pink shorts. I also got this super cute top. It's halter at ties, and it's backless. I was checking out, I also saw these in Trip so I only got one, and Cash told me it was like $1 or something. So I got two, and I'm super excited because my friends and I have a trip planned for July, and we can wear those, and it looks super cute when I see pictures. These matches, and a little bow match box. Oh, this is from Garage actually. I got this off the shoulder. It like folds, navy blue top. Yeah. It is so cute. I tried it on. I'm really into this ever. I also got these little cowboy food things that I ordered on Amazon that I'm just using on my vanity. And I think it'd be super cute with like colorful or pink matches in my apartment next year. Or maybe I'll use it for like toothpicks or something as like a centerpiece in my kitchen. From my mom, she woke me up with some gifts in Starbucks. This little tree hut scrub. It smells delicious. I've never used this one.
All right, that's about all of that I can handle. It starts with almost $200 in Starbucks gift cards and goes through a money tree with $100 bills stuffed inside, all the way through to Lululemon and Apple and all of the usual contenders. Listen, this is what we're setting our kids up for. We're setting them up for these TikTok hauls, getting so much stuff, more than they even know what to do with, and measuring their self-value, their worth, through their image and the stuff that they acquire, measuring their relationships through the things that people buy them. This materialism does not benefit them. It's not good for them. Listen, I like shopping as much as the next person. I like clothes. I like makeup. I like household goods. I like gift giving. I think it's fun to see my children's face light up with a new toy that they're really going to enjoy. But this has gone way overboard, and we parents have to rein it back in. We have to show some restraint. And remember, many of these people cannot actually financially afford what they're doing. They're going into debt or not saving where they should be saving so that they can buy more and more gadgets and gizmos. That is not how we create a meaningful, stable life. And I think these messages really send the wrong messages to our children. I would love to teach my children to be more concerned with gratitude and generosity than they are with getting gifts. I would love to teach them that even if we could afford it, we wouldn't be buying all these brand names and all these extra gizmos. And that if they can make do with less, they should make do with less. Yes to an abundance mindset, and also yes to being mindful consumers, not to overcluttering our house, and no to buying things that we don't really need or won't really enjoy, and yes to the ability to wait, to earn, to save, or to delay our gratification. If this spoke to you, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this trend below. Do you too feel the pressure to buy more and more? What does Christmas look like in your house? What do birthdays look like? Do you give them one gift or 40 gifts? And is there a limit to whether we should buy kids things that are brand names, designers, and logos? Is that good for them socially because they're keeping up with the Joneses, or is that bad for them because it puts a massive focus on external, materialistic, consumeristic values? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. I think this is a conversation we have to have. Let's just keep it respectful. And if you want to hear from me some tactics that you can take in order to raise kids who are less materialistic, keep an eye out for that. Meanwhile, go on over to reclaimplay.com. Make sure that you grab that course, because that is where I can teach you how to get your kids playing independently. And if you want to learn how to build a family culture that is based on your values, not on materialism and consumerism, then make sure to sign up for the High Fam Studio at highfam.com/studio. We are opening doors really soon, and I can't wait to see you on the inside, so make sure you're on the wait list. Keep on living that high fam life, and I'll see you in the next video.